Susul.
Hello and welcome to Under the Plumb Bob, the podcast about all things related to our favorite game, The Sims. This podcast is produced independent and ad-free by a few friends with similar interests in all forms of The Sims, and not least of all, puns. I'm Roxy with Team Llama.
I'm Caitlin with Team Llama.
And I'm Rebecca, who is joining Team Llama. I have been on a few episodes before, so I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. It's been a really long time, so.
Yeah, I have to work most weekends now, so sadly I'm not around.
Yeah, that does make it tough. We are mostly recording on the weekends with the occasional Friday night thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
So how's everybody doing?
Good. It's spooky season right now.
It's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a little like Halloween set up at work, but they won't let me do it, so.
Boo.
Just sneak in, do it anyway.
Just bring in a bloody skull in protest.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I'd be like, this is the customers who annoy us. They're rude.
This is the last person who wanted to return something. Do you really want to return that?
Oh my god, don't. The amount we've been having is just not funny.
Oh no.
But in the spirit of All Hallows Eve, this episode will be talking about the things that go bump in the night. Primarily ghosts in The Sims, and a little bit about spirits.
Ghosts!
If you're new to the show, welcome. We hope you find something funny or useful and stick around and subscribe and rate and review and all that good stuff. And if you want to suggest a topic that we should cover, it's undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. And now we get right into our topic of ghosts and spirits in The Sims. And I'm going to toss the mic, metaphorically, to Caitlin.
Because we're starting with Sims 1. We might as well just start at the series beginning with Sims 1. There were, in fact, ghosts. They didn't do a whole lot, but they were there. So you had to have an urn or tombstone to have a ghost on the lot, and they would show up between midnight and daybreak, randomly. There would be eerie music that would announce a ghost's arrival on the lot. So if you play with music, you would just be like, something just happened. Where is it? Where is the ghost? So they would look pretty much the same as when they die. They'd have the same clothes. They'd be the same age. But
that just makes me think of like the burglars on Sims 2 where you just hear the music and you're like, where are they?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yep.
They're taking the toilet again.
I didn't put the burglar alarm in. Why do I always forget to do that? Every time. But they would be pale, green, blue, and transparent. You couldn't interact with them, so they would just be creeping you out in the background of stuff. Just like wandering around. But they would scare you. They would spook you, so they would sneak up behind you, disappear, and then jump up behind your sim and scare them. And your sim would scream, run away, and then have their needs go down. So there was an odd chance of like them wetting themselves. Or if your needs were already low, then a spook could do you in.
You could die.
I don't know if you could die, but you could definitely, if the needs went down enough, you would pass out or wet yourself.
I mean, I'd probably do that if I saw a ghost.
So sleep and go to the bathroom before you encounter a ghost. General rule.
Wait, you're not allowed to spook me? You have to let me go to the toilet first.
1 second. Just hold on. I've been holding this for like an hour. I gotta go. But you could also, the interaction would show up on the actions bar. So you would see like, it would say get spooked on your interaction, and you could just cancel that if you didn't want to deal with it. If you were paying attention, you could just be like, nah, and just.
I constantly try to do that with my toddlers in Sims 4. I'm like, I see the diaper pop up. I'm like, no, don't go in your diaper. Aw.
Oh yeah, I know. Because I'm like, no. The mommy is coming to you. The parent is walking towards you. Can you just like, They're trying to get you to the toilet, please.
It doesn't usually work.
No, ghosts are more easy to control than the toddlers. The toddlers are cute, though. That's what keeps them
Yeah,
around.
that's biology. Make them cute so you don't kill them.
Their little dress with the little cat ears on it is so cute. And the little chubby legs. Okay, I got distracted.
Caitlin has Sims baby fever.
Yeah, I haven't played my 100 Babies in a while. I need to redo that, so I'm like, oh no, and then just hate them again. But right now, oh, look, they're cute. I pre-made lot where you can see ghosts without so any lot that had an urn or a tombstone on it would have a ghost, but for the most part besides one lot, you had to make it so there was an urn or tombstone. So you either murdered Sims, as we're wont to do, or an accident happens, quote unquote. So the one lot you can go to that already has ghosts that you don't have to be a murderer to is the goth lot, of course, as they're wont to do. The goths have tons of relatives in their backyard. You can just go check them out. But say you want do you want to be a ghost? But you want to be a sim? In Making Magic, there was a shed your skin charm. When you used it at night, you'll be transformed into a green ghost-like figure, and you can talk to ghosts. And you can walk through walls and other things.
This is important. When you drink... I need to know now. I'm sorry. This cannot go on unless I know. When you use the shed your skin charm, when used during the night, you have your ghost thing. What happens when you use it during the day? Is it nothing? Or is it you become...
Oh, I don't know.
Do you shed your actual skin? I need to know. I need to know.
I don't know.
Here,
I don't
Sims
know.
Wiki.
That's a good question. It doesn't say. I think it says the same thing, but in the daylight. So I think you just turn the same.
Ghosts got you down? Well, they're probably here to stay. So, as they say, if you can't beat them, join them. Wriggle out of your skin and into a green world where walls don't matter. And spooking silly Sims is all the fun you need. Be careful not to cast this spell in direct sunlight or misspeak your incantation, as who knows what could happen if you asked a charm to make green things that shed their skin. Okay, so if you have the negative outcome, snakes appear on the lot if cast during the daytime or by someone who is already a ghost. So if you cast it at the night, you get the intended result. The caster becomes a ghost. Per the spell, who knows what could happen if you asked a charm to make green things that shed their skin. So that's the snakes.
I'm so glad, because I just kept thinking of snakes when I was reading that.
Now I know.
Melissa, get out of here.
Got it. I'm sorry. I needed to know. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. Ooh, goodbye.
Okay, so Melissa's taking over the show. It's fine. Is that Millennial Ray Morris? Cut that.
Stephen, cut that.
Oh my god, that's my favorite new nickname for him. Okay. Sorry, my favorite murder moment. Is that it for Sims 1?
Yeah, but that was... That is it for Sims 1. They couldn't do a whole lot. They were mainly there for aesthetic and the Making Magic pack. But don't you worry, in Sims 2, they could do so much more.
Yay.
They were so much more.
We were like, we want more ghosts.
More ghosts! Once again, there's a tombstone or urn on the lot, and you hear that a new kind of eerie music play. You got ghosts, son. And yeah. So the ghosts will now appear after 8 p.m. and will disappear around 6 a.m. They won't be seen in daylight. So you can know that. And I did not know this one. Unless lightning hits the grave, then the ghost sim will show up for a second.
What?
So if lightning hits it, it'll show up and be like, What just happened?
Feels a bit like Frankenstein, however you say it, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I haven't had any lightning hit
pictured it
my hit graves in the new game, but maybe I haven't had enough graves out.
You? Oh no, you like to keep them inside as urns?
Yeah,
don't
although
you?
I did have them out. I don't think they strike them in Sims 4 because I had a graveyard when I did Creepy Betty, and I definitely had lightning because I had at least one sim die by lightning.
You should go make it in Newcrest because the lightning storms in Newcrest are
They're
rough.
frequent and constant, and why?
Aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, also, I found out recently that lightning can strike your pea bush and burn it to the ashes. And I was really mad about that.
Wait, like an eating pea or like
your
toilet pea?
bush you can pee or sleep in.
Oh, I was like, is there a pea bush?
Well, there is. You can grow peas,
green pea
but
bush?
no, like the bush I was using for a toilet because my sim had no money. And I was really mad.
So say you have many urns. Say you have 4 urns or tombstones on the lot. You have like less then they will appear around every 3 nights. But say you're Roxy and you like murdering people and you have more than 5 urns or tombstones on the lot. That means a ghost will show up every single night.
This explains so much about Creepy Betty's house. They must have this in Sims 4 too, because I didn't see it when I was doing my research, but she definitely had ghosts every night, and I was like, how come I can't get the ghost to show up when I only have a couple of them?
Yeah, I feel like when I finished, when I was doing the symmetry challenge, they definitely turned up more the further I got into it.
Rebecca, by the way, is the one who won the cemetery challenge. She got all the Sims.
Woo! I wasn't working at the time, and I literally played it nonstop.
And I think we let you use cheats.
Oh. No, I didn't. I didn't actually.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I've actually.
That's awesome.
I stopped using cheats. I've grown a lot in the last year.
Congratulations. Your medal's in the mail.
So funny.
So proud of you.
You can talk to them more.
I made her a special badge for completing it.
I know.
I should finish.
And then I was like, I'm so old, no one cares about getting badges for things anymore. Sew
them onto purses. That's what we do now.
Like, graphic badges. But yeah.
Print it out, tape it to the purse.
It's up on Rebecca's wall right now.
It is.
All right. So yeah, we've got lots of ghosts popping in this place.
Okay, so who can become ghosts? All Sims that are children and older can become ghosts, because babies and toddlers cannot die. Without cheats. I didn't know that kids could I never had a child die in Sims 2, so that kind of bummed me out. Dogs and cats will also become ghosts.
Wait, it bummed you out that you never had one die, or it bummed you out that they can become ghosts?
Like the thought of a child ghost wandering around made me sad. Like I just thought of a child ghost. Like it's both creepy and sad. So I was like, oh, what a bummer, but also really creepy. You could have them just a child ghost just show up. Just be like, oh.
Toddler ghosts are freaky. I did one in my decades challenge because I was like, well, I want some infant mortality in this situation. So I cheated and killed the toddler, and then he was in the world and he would invite my Sims at places, and I was like, he's just a baby.
Oh, that bums me out.
It was kind of sad. I have regrets.
Oh. But dogs and cats, if you have the pets expansion, they can also die, but don't worry, they still go to heaven. But you can have a dog ghost and a cat ghost. But
all dogs and cats go to heaven.
They do. One of the things that Sims 2 introduced is there's a crap ton of different color ghosts now. They're not just all that blue-green nonsense. So don't worry, because you can have Sims die of multiple ways. Because if your Sim dies of old age, they will appear white. Ghost dogs dig phantom holes. And these ghosts will not always be peaceful. They're less likely to get mad at you. We'll get to angry ghosts later, because holy crap. Fire. If your Sim died in a fire, your Sim will be red. They'll sometimes they'll be attracted to water. So they'll swim in pools, bathtubs, in the sea, and they're not always angry or violent, but they're more likely to be upset because electric.
But they can't set fires.
No,
right?
they're just attracted to water, which is understandable, And electrocution, your sim will appear yellow. Drowning, your sim will be blue. They'll leave puddles of water on the lot, which is dramatic.
That annoyed me so much. That's the only thing I can remember from Ghosts in Sims 2 is those bloody puddles.
How many did you drown?
It was the easiest way.
Judgment.
Most of my Sims died of old age. I did not purposely murder during Sims 2. Roxy has taught me her ways.
We can't all be rotation legacy players who care lovingly for our Sims, Caitlin.
It traumatized. I do have one favorite death. We're getting to it. I have a death that I think is hilarious in Sims 2. Okay, your Sim, if it gets scared to death, so a ghost can scare Sims in Sims 2 like they did in Sims 1. They can get scared to death. They will.
Oh yeah.
They'll appear pink. Starvation. Sims appear pale blue, and a patient. This is so funny. They'll open the fridge and they'll remove food from it, and they get mad if they can't get to the fridge or if the fridge is empty.
This happened a lot in my Hunger Games play.
Like, this is an insult to injury. I hate it. I think it's so funny. If your Sim died of illness, it appears bright green. If Sim died by a satellite, it'll appear orange. Flies is my favorite Sims 2 death. So if they'll appear purple. The Sim died by flies, but if you let a lot of trash around or dirty plates, the flies would just, I guess, eat the Sim and they would die.
That's insane.
It's so funny.
I kind of wish they brought that one back.
It's hilarious.
Not gonna lie.
Because Sims could be super unneat. If they had no points in the neatness thing, they would be awful. They would never clean up. If you're
Bob Pancakes would be finished.
He'd be dead. Yeah, if Eliza wasn't around to sweep up behind him. When we got Sims 2 University, a cow plant could then eat your Sim. Your Sim would appear yellow-green. And if the cow plant is still on the lot, the ghost Sim will taunt it with a slab of meat, which is great. You eat me, I'll haunt you forever. Additionally, if another Sim, so you can drink the essence, the cow plant, there's an essence, you can milk the cow plant and then drink the essence of a Sim they ate. So if another Sim drank the ghost Sim's life essence, that ghost would be angry at that Sim. Again, that makes perfect sense and is hilarious.
It is quite hilarious. I wish that had carried over. I don't think it did, because I did a lot of cow plant murders in my early Sims 4 days.
I don't know.
Why do I feel like that would make a good film?
Yeah, because this, you didn't know that this is where this came from, and you drank it, and then this ghost is haunting you. But there's, yeah.
Wait, that's Hocus Pocus.
But you don't have. You have to get a virgin to light the candle on it.
No comment.
It's easy to find virgins in Sims 2.
Although it reminds me of Monster Squad.
Yeah.
How many times are they going to make that virgin joke? But yeah, in Monster Squad, the little girl had to read from the book because the teenage girl was like, but he doesn't count. Yeah.
About that. I have not seen... Okay. How were you guys murdering a plenty in Sims 2?
No.
The round fourth death. I don't know what this death is. It came from
it's... Yeah, I know about this death. I know about the death. I didn't see it. I never played it, but I've definitely studied death in The Sims. No, so that's... Proficient. I don't know what pack it came with, but it was...
Open for business.
Okay. So it's that's where you got the ability to do protests. And if you got riled up enough by your protest that you were doing, you could die.
Oh, that's
why they have a megaphone.
Stampede for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I thought it was a university thing, but yeah, I guess it's open for business.
So your sim.
Oh, right. Because I think I'm more familiar with the one from Sims 3, but it's the same kind of death.
Your sim will
I
appear
think
golden.
I could be wrong.
With a megaphone in his or her hand, because I thought it was like they were trying to like rally the customers, and then they got
that could be, but
is what I thought
don't know.
It was.
I'm more sure about the Sims 3 version, even though I never did that one because I didn't have that pack.
Hail in Sims, if you get Sim 2 seasons, you could get hailed on and die, and the sim would appear magenta. A wishing well, the sim would appear white.
Like the wishing well could just kill you, like if it backfired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is
wishing wells are dicks.
Certain types of deaths don't have unique color. So starvation, so deaths by sunlight, coffin scare, and Murphy bed will all be white. Wishing well ghosts will be similar to old age. Ghosts who were struck by lightning will be similar to electrocution. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
It'd be hard to see the difference visually, probably.
Mm-hmm. And ghosts can do a lot more things. Like, it's not just their color; they can do more. They'll still scare you. Ghosts can turn on electronics. They'll just make random things float. Microwaves, chairs with Sims in them. Lamps.
Chairs with Sims in them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The bowling alley lane, which I think was my favorite, because it would just it's so big and just be like, it's floating.
How do you make that float?
Ghost powers.
Okay.
Some ghosts would clean counters and take out the trash. I would like to be haunted by this ghost.
Yes, please.
And, oh yeah, we should definitely mention Olive Spector, because she definitely has a crap ton of ghosts on her lot. Doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
What episode was that?
Because she had like the pizza boy and like the neighbor's wife and her husband.
Traditional graves in the backyard.
Yeah. I always bury my pizza boy out back.
Do you think he'll deliver ghost pizza? No. That'd be awesome.
I can't even get Sims 4 pizza delivery to work at all. Don't even get me started.
Oh, if it's nervous subject, then it's... I don't remember which episode that is. We've done too many.
Oh, it's actually at the bottom because we have a...
Episode 12.
Yeah, we had a shout out that was commenting on that episode.
Episode 12 is the Olive Spector one. She's got a crap ton of ghosts. If you still want to be haunted... Because the Goth family is also hella haunted still, but the Olive Spector house is also haunted. Also, the Dreamer household has a tombstone in the back.
Is that the mom?
Yeah.
Aw.
She's buried by the willow tree. It's okay. It's fine.
Too, I just play Romeo and Juliet, so I am not very good at the rest.
Pisses me off that they have one lightning bolt for the two of them, and instead of a higher one. Fake dying and actual dying is not worth it for one lightning bolt attraction. Moving on. What else do ghosts do? They do so much. Oh yeah. Also, I think a ghost cleaning up depends on if they were super neat in life. They're more. I didn't see this noted anywhere, but if I remember correctly, ghosts who are super neat in life will end up cleaning up more in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Ghosts will like to visit objects they were close to in life and then clap that it's still there.
Yay! Must be their feathers.
That's so cute. Some ghosts do things differently on how they died. Ghosts who died by fire, ghosts swimming, like I said, drowned, leaf puddles. Ghosts who drowned by disease, electrocution, and hail will reenact their death, which I think is dramatic. We remember. We watched it happen. We were sad. You don't have to recreate it every time. Also, I don't... Just dramatic to me. I don't... Calm down. We know you're dead. We're sad about it. You don't need to redo it.
Just re-traumatize your family.
Oh, God, the ghost is dying again. God.
After a while, you just be like, okay, Karen.
Calm down. I especially like to imagine they're doing it, the hail one doing it when there's no hail. Or every time it hails, it's just like, well, there's the great grandma dying of reenacting her death. Let's just, God. And the fridge one still is hilarious. Just stealing food. So ghosts also get, besides Sims who died of starvation, getting mad that there's no food in the house, you can make ghost Sims mad in other ways. If their grave is kicked over or smashed, they get pissed, which is understandable. It's like their house. If their spouse remarries, they get pissed, which is, again,
I like how you can smash the grave, but they're still there. Like, you can't get rid of them by smashing their grave. They're like, look, bitch.
I did not live and then die my entire life for you to do this to me. What is this? Also, if the family moves out and there's new Sims on the lot, they don't like that. And also, if the bed they slept on is sold, they get mad.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing.
That's a weird attachment.
I spent so many hours in there sleeping unconscious. And now I'm unconscious. No matter where it goes. And angry ghosts have been known to, they break electronics. They make
like mafia guys. Like, hey.
Yeah. They haunt a specific sim. So if your spouse remarries, guess what, Cassandra? If you marry Darren, you about to get haunted if you stay in that house.
Wait, did we just envision a world where Cassandra married Don, killed him, and then married Dirk?
I never had her marry Don because they weren't married yet. They were set to get married, and then he leaves her at the altar like the trash he is.
I'm just wondering who Cassandra killed in this scenario. In my game, she killed a lot of people.
Because in Sims 2, Cassandra would be engaged to Don, and then the little quote-unquote helper things are like, hey, have them get married now. And then he leaves her at the altar because he's trash. But her best friend, Darren Dreamer, is in love. We're doing an episode about it. It doesn't matter. But if you move Cassandra into the Dreamer household, the ghost mom gets mad.
Oh.
Because her husband was married. But we're doing a whole episode about the Dreamers, so I'll pause. I won't continue. Oh, yeah, they also make bathtubs dirty.
So rude.
That's another thing that they do. All ghosts can scare Sims because what else are you going to do when you're dead? But an angry Sim has a wider range and will do it more violently. Because most of the time they won't. You have to be somewhat near the ghost Sim for them to be like, oh, hey, there's Rick. I'm going to scare him. It'll be funny. But ghost Sim can be like, I hate this one Sim is on the lot. I'm going to scare them and go from one end of the lot to the other and like scare the crap out of them and do it more aggressively. More than one angry ghost can appear at night, so be careful about selling the beds. Be careful about destroying the tombstones and the urns. Be careful about remarrying a bunch of times. Your Sims will continuously get mad. Forever and always. They have nothing else.
So basically the ghost is a salty bitch.
Unless the only benefit of ghosts is sometimes they clean up. Sometimes. For living Sims and their interactions with ghosts, knowledge Sims have a want to see a ghost because they want to learn things and they get a positive memory from it. Other Sims have a negative memory when they get scared by ghosts. A Sim that has an enemy will sometimes roll the want to see the enemy's ghost, aka they want to see you dead. Mm-hmm. They'll take a lot of it. Ghosts can't harm pets. Yay. But sometimes the pets will, if their ghosts are in the area, the pets will get freaked out. Because pet senses. If a Sim goes outside when there's more than one ghost presence outside, their environment need goes down.
This house be haunted.
It's like when you go like a creepy place and you're like, I don't like it here. I'm sad. This place spooks me out. That's what that is.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement. Do not Do not delete the tombstone or the urn. It corrupts the neighborhood and it causes glitches and makes it really hard to play. So if you don't want the ghost, there's other ways to go about it, but do not delete it. It will cause your game to go bad. If you don't want ghosts, then you can place the tombstone or the urn in the Sims inventory, which you can also see is like they're keeping it close to them, but also it gets rid of, if you're playing a lot of people are going to die, you don't want ghosts all over the place and your game to slow down during the nighttime, you can just put the urns into the inventory. But Sims 2 Nightlife added the ability to move graves from one lot to the other, so you can make a community lot that's a cemetery. Or you can, and there's also, they made a lot that was a cemetery called the Gothier Green Lawns. That's in downtown, the main downtown one.
Is it Gothier or Go There?
I read it Gothier. It's spelled Gother.
Yeah.
Go there, Green Lawns. Gothier.
Everyone will go there in the end.
Go die over there.
They're both good interpretations, I think.
Sims 2 was so good with their wordplay. I love it so much. But it's a nice, safe place to cope with the grave. You can go mourn, your great-grandma whenever you want, and you don't have ghosts all the time. And fun fact, if a ghost is near the Grim Reaper, the ghost can scare the Grim Reaper, and there's a chance the Grim Reaper can wet himself.
Nice.
Sims 2 is the best. I don't think you can play a ghost. I think there's cheats to do so, but you can't really play them.
Yeah. They're more of a feature, like a background environment feature.
That'll scare and sometimes clean up. But that's Sims 2, the best Sims.
Oh boy. Well, thank you for all that research, Kaylin.
I love Sims 2.
Same.
But we have to cover Sims 3 too, which some people say is the best version of The Sims.
And I say screw that. It doesn't work.
Not going to talk to us after this.
Remember that time Rebecca was on Llama and she got everyone to stop listening? No.
We're going to get like all the hate mail now. Like, don't bring her back. She can stick to research. So I will say the graveyards, both things looked so much prettier. Like they had the very gothic, fancy like feel, like posh mausoleum in some of them. Wait, I lost my tab. So there's different types of ghosts. Again, they have different visuals and ideas. So for an old Sim, it would appear grey with very cloudy skin and sparkle. They're not a vampire. Thank you, Twilight. These ghosts will occasionally nap in empty beds or complain that they're tired and bored, which relatable. I just want to sleep. Drowning. So a Sim who dies by drowning appears blue with a rippling skin and dripping water, but they don't create puddles like Sims 2. They will avoid the water and complain of exhaustion.
Oh.
Why'd you leave me in that pool so long? I'm tired.
I'm sick of swimming. Leave me alone.
I don't want to keep swimming. Don't. Stop singing that song to me, Dory.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Electrocution. A Sim who dies by electrocution appears yellow with electrical sparkling skin and sometimes emits blue electric sparks. The ghost will act scared if it encounters broken electrical objects.
Fix your computer.
It would hate my 100 babies.
Yes.
Everything is broken. We'll call him Sparky.
Everything. Isn't that in a film or something? Sparky. It sounds
a
familiar.
Nickname.
I'm sure someone's
nickname in Christmas Vacation is Sparky.
Oh, I feel like it has something to do with the Cars films. I'm sure someone will email us. Fire. A sim who dies by fire appears orange with fiery skin and smoke. Sims can die like this in various ways, like spontaneous combustion, inventing failures, or a meteor impact.
Or, misplaced fireplace or a grill or, or like leaving something on the stove.
Counts as fire?
What?
Meteor impact counts as fire?
I think so.
Well, yeah, it's hot.
That's fair. I feel like the impact kills you more than the heat, though.
Let's dissect this. Yeah. Spontaneous combustion sounds really fun, though.
Yeah, I don't think any of the... I mean, I feel like I was on the last death episode, but I think it was just 3 that had that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever written in about that. If you had your sim die of spontaneous combustion in The Sims 3, please write us and tell us about it.
A sim who dies by starvation appears pink with cloudy skin and doesn't make ghostly noises. They'll only make them if they move around. The ghosts will eat any food left lying around or prepare food for themselves. They will always be thin no matter how fat they were when they were alive.
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing? I remember, like, in The Sims 1, when they died, didn't they, like, shrivel up? I don't know. I remember Vanity mentioning that, but I never played that one.
I feel like I can remember playing one, but I can't remember anything about it. I have to research it. The Mummy's Curse that came with World Adventures. A sim who dies by a mummy's curse appears gold with cloudy skin and emits a black haze. These ghosts only make noises when they move. Prior to late night, the ghost was a dark grey or black colour. The Meteor, again, is, if they're crushed, it's dark orange with a very fiery skin. The vampires can die of thirst, and they are a dark crimson with rippling skin, occasionally emitting a pulsing red light from their heart. The pulsing light is also accompanied by a heartbeat. They're also skinny, like the ghosts of Sims who died from starvation. At least they don't sparkle. Forever bitter. Just like, I'm still like, why would you make a vampire sparkle?
Let's not even get into the person who wrote that and how damaged they are.
Oh, wow. A watery grave. Unskilled magicians who fail to execute the watery grave trick with a box of danger have a chance of dying. The ghost is... Yeah. Is that like it makes me think of the Modern Family episode where Phil's in the English telephone box and it's like filling with water.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good episode. The ghost is dark blue, but prior to patch 1.5, the watery grave ghost was the same colour as the sim who drowned. So obviously it was just to make it a little bit different and special, I think.
Magic.
Specialer. A sim can be buried alive.
No.
It's okay, just in the box of danger. It says right on the label, box of danger.
It's my worst nightmare. Unskilled magicians who fail to execute the buried alive trick with the box of danger have a chance of dying. The ghost appears invisible with hints of black.
I feel like the box of danger would be such a cool item to have in The Sims 4 because you'd have a chance of dying every time you use it. There's something wrong with me.
It's like the deck of many things in Dungeons and Dragons. Some of this will benefit you a lot. Most of it will kill you. Enjoy.
Similarly, the jelly bean would have been nice to have when they did Realm of Magic.
Jelly bean? What the?
Yeah. Speaking of jelly bean, she's getting ahead. The ghost is dark purple with hair and outlines of a body in the color of an electric blue.
They're very pretty.
They will have jelly beans floating around inside of them.
What is the jelly? Okay, as someone who could not get far enough into Sims 3 to get what is the jelly
Supernatural
bean?
Is one of the few packs I got to work. So yeah, there's a jelly bean tree in Supernatural, and you could just eat them, and they would do various different things. And one of the things they could do is kill you.
Yeah, I'm trying to Google a picture, but it's not working. I want to see what they look like dead. Oh my god, that looks amazing. Oh, wow. Oh, no, isn't the body... I think it looks like the body's purple and the hair is electric blue.
Yeah, the hair and the outlines of the body are electric blue. I never saw the jelly beans floating inside, but that's probably my graphics card is not good enough.
They look sweet and neon, and it would be great to have at an EDM concert.
Back to EDM again. Check out our Twitch stream for that.
They look sweet.
That just makes me think of The Good Place. Where Eleanor's like, that's EDM. There's a lot in like these sort of
supernatural,
magical, supernatural ones.
This one?
No, it was mainly because I wanted to play a witch and a werewolf and a vampire, and yeah.
The Haunting Curse, the ghost is dark green with hair and outlines of the body the color of dark neon green. Wait, what's that word?
Sprites of skulls. It has little. Oh, I remember seeing this. I've seen this in videos. So it's like little floating graphics or icons float around the sim. It's really cool.
Oh, because I would think of sprites as like elves and fairies.
I guess because they mean it looks almost like a floating fairy object. But they're symbols like skulls and tombstones and crescent moons.
These sound like really cute ideas. Like, you're dead and you're a ghost, but you can have little things flying around you.
And yet for Realm of Magic, all we got was death by overcharge.
Wait, do you mean like overcharging as in money? Or
have you not listened to our Realm of Magic review? No, overcharge is just when you have too much like magic energy built up and then it like backlashes on you and you die.
Oh. Yeah.
Captain America would be dead if we got death by overcharge.
I think if you have a familiar, it like absorbs the overcharge.
Yeah,
so maybe Captain America's shield is like a familiar, or maybe it has like a protection chart. I don't know. Captain America isn't a witch in The Sims. Why are we even talking about this?
More like it dies. It collects the overcharge blow, so it doesn't kill you. But it can only do that every once in a while. So don't abuse your familiar
your
like
familiar.
that.
Yeah.
Be nice to your familiar.
I haven't had a reason to have a sim use a bunch of magic and get overcharged, so it's not even been an issue for me. But I know you were running around setting everything on fire with your sim.
When I got back, I turned it back on after the stream, and somebody brought over fruitcake when they were visiting, and I just set that on fire. And then the table it was on started catching fire. And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I will say once I got to the point, everything went on fire.
That sounds fun for next time I'm in a bad mood. I'll play that.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm keeping my witchy save, just to be like, I'm having a bad day. You can set on fire, and I'll make a fuckload of mac and cheese.
That sounds like heaven.
Sounds like the perfect day. Arson and macaroni and cheese.
Perfect. Transmutation. The ghost is bright gold and emits gold stars and sparkles when moving.
Oh,
so much death.
See, it's too pretty.
I want to be.
If a sim freezes to death, they'll appear light blue and often complain that they are too cold. If they're made playable, they will have the...
Get over it.
You get over it, Caitlin. You're not dead.
We get it. You died. Jeez.
If you can make them, you can make them playable, and if you do, the teeth chattering moodlet will come up regardless of the actual temperature, and the sim will roll unachievable wants to warm up.
Unachievable wants. That's what I want in my game.
Well, if it's already warm, there's not going to be any options to warm up. But can you do it by fire? Isn't there a warm up thing?
I don't know. Can ghosts just stand in fire because they're immune?
We want to go to the stand in the fire. It's fine.
You can try that. Just set your house on fire, and it's just to try this out. It's a good excuse.
Maybe the on fire ghosts and the freezing ghosts. I ship it. They'll just become a couple. And they'll warm and cool. They'll just steam will appear.
Bloodfrost trauma. Sims who are killed from a vending machine or a Murphy bed will appear magenta with feathers floating around them. The feathers make sense for a Murphy bed, but not a vending machine.
No, that would be like, what?
I think the meteor should be the blunt force trauma, is all I'm saying. If it's going to be in there, it should be blunt force. That's going to kill you more than how hot it is.
Just getting panicky about how they die. How do they actually die?
Well, the blunt force trauma probably knocks them down, but while they're stuck under the flaming meteor, that's when they burn to death.
Yeah.
I think if something's coming from space and hitting you and it's large, you're going to be dead before you burn to death. I think.
This is like one of those murder cases where they can't work out like how they actually died.
And I'll stand on that hill and get hit by a meteor and we'll find out.
A sim who dies from protesting will appear green with some symbols that usually appear when shouting. Which I feel like that would happen with everyone who has anything to do with Extinction Rebellion in the UK. That is what would happen when they die.
Yeah.
Your sim can die from a shark attack. Sims who die from a shark will appear purple with water flowing in their body. Mermaids can die from dehydration and they will appear golden yellow. A sim can run out of air and they will appear duck. Turquoise. I used to think when I was younger I was really good at reading out stories, and now I'm really questioning that. I remember when you had to read out in class, I was like, they can't read properly. Like, can they just sit down? I can do better.
How do they run out of air?
So running out of air is from scuba diving, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Paradise.
Oh, Island Paradise. Is that what the IP stands for?
Yeah.
I think that was the one that kept crushing the game.
It is. And they're dark turquoise.
Pretty.
A jetpack crash. Sims who die from falling from the air with a jetpack will appear red with orange hair and lava-like textures.
Ooh.
I'm not going to lie, that sounds pretty cool.
It does. I'm going to look that
It also feels like it would work better with a meteor.
Right? Join me on the hill.
No, this makes no sense.
Them's fighting words.
I'm Googling to see what it looks like. Jetpack Crash Sims 3.
Let's travel back in time and totally roast those Sims 3 developers.
Oh, they look cool.
Oh.
The Sim was in their suit when they died.
Yeah, I can see the lava. Time anomaly. Sims who died from time anomaly will appear light orange and have an almost invisible arms and legs.
They're like a torso.
Yeah.
So half of them were stuck in a different era. I'm guessing.
Gross.
Yeah.
They got
like
Huh? Oh, no. They got splinched.
Yeah, basically.
Woof.
Death by splinch.
I just had an image of what if they didn't have a head as well and you just had like a torso floating around.
Yeah.
This ghosts in Sims 3 are playable. You can even have ghost babies. Yay! A way to get the ghost baby is to develop a relationship with a ghost as a female sim, and then you'll get the try for baby interaction. There will be no father in the family tree, so it'll be classed as an immaculate conception, which is how
Interesting.
I've worked out Jesus was made. We cracked it. Screw the Da Vinci Code. With males, you need to make the ghost playable via the science lab opportunity. There is a 50-50% chance of getting a ghost baby instead of a normal baby. There's no real difference between them, apart from they just look extra, as I would say. If your sim dies, the relationship still persists through married sims, and they become engaged upon death instead. So, yeah, because I feel like in Sims 4, you still kind of have a relationship, but it never feels the same. I feel like you have to start all over again.
You do.
Yeah.
But then they still have the, like relationship bars.
That's true. But I think it, dissolves they're no longer boyfriend, girlfriend at all, or married or anything.
Yeah. To get rid of ghosts, you can take the urn to a graveyard and put it into a Sims inventory, or you can hire a ghost exterminator.
Which is so cool.
Who you gonna call?
Yeah, I love
exterminator.
I loved that career so much. It made me angry at the same time, but I loved it. I feel like it was the only one I played with.
I mean, how could you not play Ghost Hunter if you have ambitions? That's just such a cool job. It's like when I'm playing BitLife and the option of being an exorcist comes up, and I'm like, it's low paying, but I'm an exorcist.
I always go with the pawn star one because you can make so much money.
Oh, that's a whole other topic for BitLife could be its own episode.
I think we could do a Patreon on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, good idea.
Go to our Patreon if you want to hear us talk about BitLife.
At some point.
Yeah.
Don't expect it this year.
Yeah, definitely not this year.
Pets can grow old and die and will appear at night just like a normal sim ghost. This applies to dogs, cats, horses, and unicorns. You can get an opportunity to resurrect them, and a male ghost can be bred with a normal female of that pet type to introduce ghost kittens, puppies, or foals.
Oh my god. Also,
ghost kitten.
Why do they have no love for the small animals?
Yeah, those big ones. Oh, well. Pets can only die from old age, and they will take on a red or blue color based on their lifetime happiness. Red animals have less than 10,000 lifetime points, while the blue color is for animals over that. I think that's about it. Just a good little overview.
Yeah. Give me the quick pitch on what playing a ghost hunter was like.
You've just got the different... I know you got the 4 different ones, and you had the spirits, but there was one lot, and I think it's over several floors, and you had to try and find the ghosts on different levels.
Oh my god, it sounds like a mini game.
Yeah, they are it is very much a mini game. So the a spirit invasion, which is kind of, I think you got the basic, a community investigation. So you would just go into a rabbit hole and you didn't really play it. You just made sure that you got cash and experience. But you could go out to the different lots, and you had to click on the floor and search for ghosts, and they'd get the ray machine out almost and scan for them. But some would be angry, and you got different levels of money depending on how happy or angry the ghosts were. I think you could make decent money from it because you would sell the spirits and ghosts afterwards, which is quite weird. You can sell a ghost.
You're selling souls.
Yeah.
That's so evil.
That's dark.
Oh, well. What are you going to do, Sims 3?
Yeah. So Roxy is going to talk about Sims 4.
Absolutely. So Sims 4 is my game. It's the one I've been have the most experience with at this point. So I played a little bit of Sims 2, a little bit of Sims 3. Sims 4 is my jam because I like the graphics. Mainly, that's pretty much my favorite part. Okay. So we're going to go over the up to 20 different types of deaths. So the deaths caused the ghosts. I'm not just talking about death to talk about death, even though it's my thing. All right. So if you die of old age, first of all, the ghosts don't look different they do look different based on how they die, but their colors are not different. The colors correlate to the emotions, since that's the key feature of Sims 4 is look, we have emotions and they have colors, and so they just correspond to the same emotions you have when you're alive. It's just your whole body is a transparent color. So if you die of old age, it's just they kind of just chill out if they come back from the dead, and a lot of the ghosts will just do things they did when they were alive. So if they pretty much act like Sims. There's not a whole lot of differentiation. There's just a few extra interactions they have. So you can die of old age, hunger. Hunger ghosts do try to eat more. So they do tend to eat. So there's a few little behavioral traits that apply to the ghost. Then you can die by fire, and one of the special abilities that the ghosts that die by fire can do is they can start a fire. But I think they have to be angry.
What?
So I haven't experienced this because I don't usually go out of my way to piss off my ghosts. But yeah, apparently if they're angry, they can stomp on the ground and they'll start a fire. I have a new goal in life.
Also, starting a fire is so much harder in 4.
Yeah, unless you have realm magic.
Yeah.
Sure. Or you have a toddler, because I had my toddler put down his empty bowl in front of the fireplace, and that immediately started a fire. And I'm like, why? I want to start fires all the time, but not right now.
If you don't clean out the lint trap.
Oh my god. Yeah, dryers are such death machines. It's great when you're trying to kill Sims, but it's not so great when you're just trying to have
It's also not great in real life.
No, in real life, please clean your dryer lint. Clean out your dryer lint and clean out your vents at least.
Yeah, it happened to my next door neighbor when I was younger.
It's not nearly as funny in real life as it is.
Yeah, she couldn't live in her house for about a year because of all the smoke damage just from her dryer going up. Yeah,
crap.
It's very scary. Now I want to go get my dryer cleaned. The Sims can be electrocuted, and their ghosts can give an electric shock to other Sims, which I assume will make you dazed. Maybe it depends on how good it is. And if they're angry, they go around breaking electronics.
Depending on how good the shock is.
Yeah. Is that a good shock?
If you're not dead. I love how bitter these ghosts are.
Yeah.
I get it. It's
I think it's important to be bitter if you're a ghost. I don't know. Maybe not. Depends on if you died peacefully. So if you die by cow plant, they have some interactions they can do with plants. So if they're in a good mood, they can help the plants grow and mature faster.
No.
But if they're angry, they stand there and make the plants wither and decay. So they're the emotional deaths, which are new to Sims 4: laughter, anger, and embarrassment. And all of those ghosts can affect the moods of Sims around them. And I think it's just a natural, it's like an aura kind of effect. I don't think they have to be an extreme emotion. Sims that die of overexertion also tend to take it easy, like the old age Sims. I'm guessing that means they take a lot of naps. And you get that.
This one.
Sorry.
I've had this one. This is the death I'm scared of happening most often because an elder Sim does anything and they're like, oh, and you're like, oh god, I'm so sorry.
Exactly. I think it only can happen to elder Sims, and it's from doing woohoo or exercise.
This is how I kill all my older Sims. When my young adult Sims marry an elder and I'm kind of bored with them, I just woohoo them to death.
Nice.
Shoot. You know the older crazy it came with Windenburg. The older
Jacques Villarreal.
I had him hook up with, I can't remember any Sims names right now, but she's part of the party group.
Ava?
And she's I think that's her name. I had her marry him for
Ava
money.
Or Jade?
And pretty much, not Jade. That's the other one. I had her marry him for money and then get an heir out, and then he died of overexertion.
I will say you won't get this reference, and probably any of our UK listeners may. There's this really trashy not football, but it was this series in the early noughties, and it was called Footballers' Wives.
Oh no.
And I think one character, from what I can remember and think about it, I think I was 10 and watching this. One of the characters literally actually basically woohooed her husband to death because she wanted his money.
Oh my god.
Honestly, it was so trashy. It was amazing. So actually I would like anyone who remembers Footballers' Wives to please email us.
Oh my god. That's so crazy.
And anyone who doesn't know it, please just do some Googling. It is amazing.
I feel like there should be some legal action involved in that. My favorite. Well, I have several, but my probably the sweet story I'll tell about overexertion is that I had this one Let's Play, and I had this old gay couple, and they were both getting close to the end, and I was like, well, they don't have any children because they never had kids, and so I feel like they should just die together. So they woohooed until one of them died, and then the other one went for a jog. It was just, it was kind of sweet, but in a weird way. Oh. Okay, I'm weird. It's fine. You can also drown your Sims, especially now that they've fixed that with patches.
That patch. Everybody can
Even
die.
children, which I hadn't, obviously, killing kids in The Sims isn't really my thing. I will usually age them up to at least a teen. But I did try once for some reason, and they just got whisked away to by social services before they could die. And I was like, oh, I guess they can't drown. But now they can.
I feel this is why I won the symmetry challenge, because I was like, I don't care, I will kill the children.
Well, I did age them up and get rid of them eventually. In Spa Day, you can die by steam from sitting in the sauna for too long, which I did on my YouTube channel.
I just wanted to relax, and now I'm dead.
Oh, I had somebody killing off someone else's husband. It's fine. With city living, you could die by pufferfish. So you have to learn the nigiri pufferfish recipe. Don't get confused and learn the nigiri recipe, because that doesn't do anything. It's not deadly. I was like making so much nigiri, and then I was like, oh, there's another recipe called nigiri pufferfish. God damn it. I made so much nigiri for no reason. Anyway, all you have to do is make it when your sim is uncomfortable, like if they need to pee or they're tired or whatever, or probably if they're tense, and then it'll come out poor quality. And then if someone eats it, they're likely to die from it. Sorry, I was slipped into like how to kill people with the things. My bad. I'm going all over. It's worth going over all these because each of these deaths has a trait, so that if you end up adding a sim that died from this cause, they have the trait that says death by blah blah blah. So it's not somewhat repetitive, but not totally. And if you die by sunlight and you're a vampire, you have the visuals are different. They have a sun that's visible inside the ghost, which looks pretty cool. Also, the drowning one is kind of like watery looking. The fiery one does kind of give off smoke, and it looks a little bit like fire. And the steam one gives off steam. So probably should have mentioned that. In Jungle Adventure, you could die by poison. And with My First Pet stuff, you could die of rabbit rodent fever, and then your ghosts look real different because they always appear in the hamster costume and their mouth's foaming.
Oh my god!
I'm hopefully going to be showing that off pretty soon in a Twitch stream. Like literally, that's my plan for today.
I need to see that. I am definitely joining.
All right. And you can die by lightning. You have to get struck more than once, and I'm pretty sure they look like the ones that have been electrocuted. Deaths can die of being too cold or too hot from seasons. Lightning's from seasons too. Like the weather deaths have slowed down a lot since seasons first came out. When it first came out, everyone was dying all the time everywhere. Especially the freezing one. Which, don't you turn into an ice thing?
I feel like I just get the freezing one. I don't get the overheating.
Yeah, it's like when you use the freeze ray, only it's deadly.
Yeah, like an ice block. Yeah, I think there was a picture we posted to our social media, and it was from one of my games, and someone died outside from like cold weather, and then everyone was in gym gear and just went outside to find out what was happening. And I think about 10 people died at once because just more Sims turned up. Like, oh, what's happening?
I find myself going into a lot of venues during extreme seasons, but especially winter, and like I have to go into build mode and pop in a thermostat just so like I don't have to worry about everyone dropping dead. Yeah. In Strangerville, if you're consumed by the mother and you bring that ghost back, they have plant spores floating around them, and they will have no mode of decay. Now,
cool.
I had a sim consumed by mother, but she was the only sim in her household, so it was just like game over. And I don't think I got an urn, so I couldn't have brought her back. But if I ever do this again, I'll definitely have to bring it back and check it out. Because it's the same, I don't know if you know, but in Strangerville, if you are possessed, your motives are all maxed, and they don't decay while you're possessed. So it's kind of a handy way if like if your needs are low, just chomp on some other plant, kill a few minutes being possessed, and then you got full needs. It's fine.
Well, that's a bit like I don't mind sometimes if my Sim's bitten by a vampire, because I know they pass out, but the sleep goes up really quickly.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's actually, I've got a vampire in my 100 babies, and I don't mind if she bites her siblings, because it just kind of...
Oh, yeah, because if it's
pass
just a
out.
bite, it's not bad. It's just when they do the, if they do the mind control, then they're dazed and it's annoying.
Yeah, but they pass out, and then the energy fills up in minutes.
You found a hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You just
then.
have the teenage Sim just keep sucking the life out of the mom so she can just sleep.
And as we mentioned earlier, in Realm of Magic, spellcasters can die of overload, which is, I guess I called it overcharge last time. I keep calling it that because I'm just...
Well, it's a charge.
Yeah, it's a charge meter, but it's called overload. And apparently the ghost has light beams coming out of their chest, as well as magic sparkles. More sparkles. Excuse me. So let's see. I went over a lot of this already. Unfortunately for Rebecca, the drowned Sims leave puddles again.
No!
I'm so sorry.
I don't think I've drowned anyone, so I don't think I've noticed it.
No.
It's not as easy in Sims 4.
Yeah, it's actually true.
And
I didn't realize that the deaths were glitched for a while. Like drowning was glitched, and they weren't dying by drowning unless they were in Sulani. And I'm like, this explains some things problems that I've had. Let's see. So the ghosts appear, they're supposed to first appear 3 days after death, and then every 3 days afterward. Unless you mourn them, then they can come more often. But I think it takes 3 days for them to show up for the first time, unless you have more than 5 ghosts on the lot, or like tombstones. And they have special interactions. You can see them do the interactions even if you're not playing them, or if you add them to the household, then you can play them and they can do these interactions. Ghost scare, which is like the mischief interaction scare, but it's a ghost. Pass through, which is like, I think it's mischief, but it might be funny. Like a lot of the Sims think it's funny when you pass through them, and it's like they're playing. You can talk about death or be asked about death, reminisce about your past life. Possess, which is just make it float around. Possess to break, which is the dickish thing they do when you're trying to not have everything broken. And then if you're playing them, they can either repair things normally or they can ghostly repair them, which is kind of like instantaneous, but it also raises their handiness. So I recommend having a ghost to fix things. And then I was doing a lot of the research from Sims Wiki, and I found a few things that I didn't know about Sims 4 ghosts that were pretty cool. I had to share. So if you have spooky stuff pack, they can wear the carved pumpkins on their heads and float around with them. That sounds awesomely hilarious.
I really want to see that.
Yeah, if I can, I'll try to show it off today when I do my stream. Ghosts that...
Sleepy Hollow's coming.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow, yeah. Ghosts that die by overheating in the sauna will absorb puddles. So it's like, okay, if you have a ghost that drowns, then get a ghost that dies in the sauna, and maybe they can go around and like cancel each other out. I don't know. The supernaturals will retain their abilities. So like vampires and spellcasters will still have their abilities. I don't know about mermaids. They didn't mention anything about mermaid ghosts, which now I'm going to have to go find out. Time to kill some mermaids.
They'll just be in the water all the time.
Yeah, I wonder if they still turn into mermaids. I'm assuming they do. That'd be so freaky to like, you're just playing in Sulani and a ghost mermaid swims up and you're like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm scared. If they die by overheating, they have an interaction to warm up other Sims. And then if they...
That's so nice.
I know. And if they die by freezing, they have an option to cool down other Sims. Well, I guess it could be nice or mean depending on what weather outside is.
There's an evil way to use this.
Yeah.
Freeze everyone.
So if you want to have, if you want to get ghosts in your household without cheating, you just have to make friends with them. You get your relationship up to almost max, like I think 95 plus, and you can invite them to the household. They can't have babies, which sucks, but they can have jobs, get married, build skills, gain aspiration points, and they have needs, but they can't die. So it's like...
So we won't pay attention to those needs.
Yeah, you don't have to really worry about it unless you need them in a good mood. Maybe you don't like leave your ghost that died by fire to be really miserable because they might set your house on fire. We didn't talk a lot about resurrection in this, but I thought I'd go over it quickly for The Sims 4. And some of these, I know Ambrosia is in previous version of The Sims. So to make Ambrosia, you have to have max cooking and at least gardening and skill 5 to graft plants, because you have to have a death flower, which you can get by grafting. Or if you have Realm of Magic, you can just go buy one. So that's the thing. They've made it a lot easier. You combine a death flower, angelfish, and a potion of youth, which costs you 1,500 satisfaction points, which is a lot. But anyway, you put all those together and then you can make a special recipe called ambrosia. And then if a ghost eats it, they come back to life. I'm trying to think. I wonder if you could use like any of the Realm of Magic potions. Like there's a potion that sets back your age bar, like Potion of Youth. I don't know if that would be an acceptable substitute or if they didn't think about that. Anyway, things to experiment with someday. Maybe Carl will do it for us. Book of Life is the like advantage you get if you finish the best-selling author aspiration. We've talked about it before in the episode on the 13 Souls challenge, which you just look in our catalog to figure out what episode it was. The thing about the Book of Life is that you have to bind it to the sim when they're alive. But if you do that, then you can use it to summon their ghost, and if their ghost reads their own story, then they get turned back into life. You can also use the wishing well. Like there's just a couple ways to bring ghosts back, but we don't have to go into all of that here. The last thing I wanted to mention was the spirits. So it's not just ghosts, it's also spirits. In Island Living, there are a couple of ways to interact with spirits. There's a lot trait called Island Spirits. These are more just like ethereal lights that show up on your lot, and you can commune with them, and then you get a moodlet that boosts your skills, like it helps you learn skills faster or whatever. But then they have a trait called Child of the Islands, and with that trait you can summon island spirits. Basically you just they're intended, I feel like they were intended mostly for the first thing you do with them, which is like if you've been doing conservation around the island and you ask them how you're doing as a person, then they might bless you. But it's, if you haven't done anything, then they're just like, no, you're disappointing to us. So it affects your mood. And I'm sure the positive moodlet probably helps you gain skill or whatever. But if you befriend one of these island spirits, again, to like level 95 or whatever friendship, then you can either ask them to move in like a normal sim, and then when they move in, they'll become like a normal sim, like a living sim. But again, you have the option to add them to the household as a ghost, and that's called Join the Household. And if you hover over these options in-game, it'll tell you exactly like this option will have them move in as a normal sim, this option will have them move in as a ghost. So you do have to be careful about which one you pick, but they did give you like little clues in the game to tell you. Yeah, it depends on what your goal is. So the island spirit, once they are in your household, you'll notice they have the Sulani mana trait, and they can use that to summon the lava bombs, which may set a fire on your lot, but you can then like open them up to get goodies after they cool down. Or you could use them to set people on fire if that's your goal.
Yay!
But they also have a powerful ability with plants. They can improve the quality of plants like massively. It's like every time they bless the plant, it goes up a stage. So you could get like perfect plants in a couple of weeks. And when you have a child with one of these spirits, they have the Sulani mana trait, and from child age, they have the ability to summon the bombs and improve the plants. So it's like normally children can't do anything with gardening, but with this, you could get around that and kind of like have the perfect garden. I don't know.
The kid can't water the plants, but they can summon
exactly.
a lava bomb.
I can't water the plant, but I can magically make it better quality, and then maybe summon a lava bomb to blow it up. So anyway, that's Sims 4. You're welcome.
Go.
We hope you enjoyed our spooky Halloween episode, even though it's the week after Halloween. We have to make that season last as long as we can. They're trying to push Christmas.
I
on
have
us
Christmas
already.
music at work. It's middle of October.
I'm so sorry.
Our company doesn't normally do Christmas music, and it's not obvious Christmas music. I think it's a Destiny's Child song, or I'm pretty sure it has Beyonce in it. But it just has like, you know, that Christmassy like background music, and there's something about angels, and it's not obvious Christmas music, but when you listen to it, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So annoying.
So Rebecca, do you want to try to read our What Just Happened segment as our guest?
Yeah, sure. So this is from Angie on Facebook, mostly from our And That's Why We Sim page. She says, I was recently trying to go with a storyline where one sim killed her parents and brother in a house fire without cheats. I successfully killed off the parents, but no matter what I did to the brother, he would not die. This is like me trying to kill Father Winter.
Oh my god, that bitch is unkillable.
Why are you trying to kill Santa Claus? What's wrong with you? He brings you presents that you can
It was
sell
for symmetry.
money.
I had to kill him. I downloaded
same.
Extreme Violence, and that still didn't work.
Oh my god. Yeah, I tried giving him a death flower arrangement, and it didn't work.
So she carries on. I deleted doors, blocked him in rooms, had him set off fireworks next to a fireplace with rugs stacked in front of it. He would not catch fire. I think I had to...
And this is back to the story. This isn't our Father Winter story.
Oh, yeah, this is her. We're trying to
I mean, I tried this as well. I think I had to restart my game 3 times to get him to die. It almost made me feel guilty.
When they're being that defiant, about dying, it's almost like, no, this is happening now.
You will die.
My plan.
I have a plan here. That's about to be me in a few minutes. Oh, I guess we could go back and I could patch this before. Like, so what do you think? Which game had the best ghosts?
It sounds like either 2 or 3. Not having... Looks like Sims 3 had
But that's why I broke the game.
Yeah. I feel like Sims 3, I think it had the best combination of like 2 and 4, and it made them still like distinct ghosts, whereas in the Sims 4 they're really just like Sims. They just happen to be ghosts. Like, they'll come in and like take care of your babies and stuff.
Oh, I love that.
100 babies have. Yeah, I definitely keep my matriarchs on hand, but it's not very realistic. And then like nobody knows who they are, even though they're floating around all the time as ghosts. Like,
yeah, which is why like, okay, you gotta go. Goodbye. Like, you're taking up space
if they're a ghost.
in my limited...
They're not like in your household.
Yeah, you don't have to add them to the household.
No, I know, but they'll still take up like... Sometimes I have, if you go into where all the Sims in the neighborhood live, there'll be ghosts there sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like, didn't they patch that? I've not seen that for a while.
They might have.
Yeah, it's supposed to call. Maybe it's a MCC setting.
Yeah, I don't play without that, so I probably wouldn't know what it's like in the actual game.
So, Caitlin, want to tell us what's coming up next?
Sure. So, Cowplant will be back with their part 2 of Get Together. So, they're actually going to talk about the clubs this time. They are correct. There is a lot to talk about, so it's probably best this went into a second one. Llama, we're going to come back with another Sims 2 lore. We're going to focus on the Pleasants and the Dreamers. We have a couple of shout outs. The first one is from Apple Podcasts. It said, my best friends. I have no clue how I stumbled across their Insta, but it led me to the podcast and I've been binge listening ever since. I'm 32, married with kids, and I've been playing since Sims 1 came out. I have 2 toddlers, and my escape to me time has been The Sims, and now this podcast. These women and me are totally my BFFs in my mind. Any who love you guys, had no experience coming in, and quickly became obsessed. Mommy Simmer.
Speaking of Instagram, so it's so funny. That was like person found us on Instagram, and then this one is like someone who messaged us on Instagram. So their name...
You said... you didn't say messaged.
Mentioned. I don't know what I just said. They messaged us and mentioned us on Instagram. Anyway, So D and a Simmer,
Yep.
D and a Simmer said, "Hey there, I know I'm a bit late to the game, but I've just discovered your podcast and I'm loving it." Not late at all. They commented on the Llama's Nervous Subject episode, which was way back episode 12, and we're recording episode 47. They said, "Was a great episode. I love delving into the storylines and theories of The Sims. Oh, and personally, I always shipped Nervous Subject with Tank Grunt, maybe because they both had daddy issues." And I just love that. I love any theory that involves Slash, so I'm here for it. So thank you for mentioning us, shouting us out, whatever. And we'll be happy to share more shout outs in future episodes, so keep them coming. You can find us on social medias. We are PlumbobCast on Instagram and Twitter, Plumbob Podcast on Reddit, Under the Plumbob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. The website is undertheplumbob.com, where you can find all of those links, or you can contact us via the form on there, or email directly undertheplumbob@gmail.com.
Now we're also on Twitch and YouTube, where we provide video content. You can just search Under the Plumbob Podcast there. We now have a weekly Twitch stream. It's at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it was the best time we could find to fit all of our European friends and all of our East and West Coast people. It was an important...
Or Eastern Daylight Time, depending on what torture they're inflicting on us at the time.
We don't know. Time's relative.
But it's 11:30.
11:30. If you follow us on Twitch, you'll get your phone will go off when you'll get like a reminder saying that we're Twitch streaming. So you should just follow us on Twitch, so you don't have to remember the time.
True.
You can also subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, or if there's anywhere that you want us to be, we can go there. We're also available on the Pandora app. I don't understand how Pandora works for podcasts, but we are there now.
It's a new space for them.
And
tell them about your challenge for the rest of the year.
So I kind of want us to get to 100 ratings by the end of the year. We're at, and so far there's been the slight call to arms has helped. It's gone. Yeah. Like I saw it went up immediately, and I was like, oh my God, people listened. We're getting closer, and I would love to see if we could end the year out with 100 reviews / ratings. So if you haven't reviewed yet, go review. You don't have to write anything. You can just rate us 5 stars, because I like to see that number go up. Just
for sure.
Personal challenge.
If you feel like we are not worthy of 5 stars, why don't you write us, and we'll talk about how we can improve and get us to that 5-star rating in your opinion. We're always happy to talk to our fans and listeners. And it's like our real life 100 challenge come into the real world.
Yeah, and we're also so close to 100 in our category on Apple Podcasts as well. So I think both in the UK, where I'm from, and the US, we're pretty close to 100. So it'd be really nice if we could get up there as well by the end of the year, which I think with more reviews, that really helps.
Yeah, with the rankings, I think reviews really count toward that, or ratings. And it just helps people find it. So even if it's like the listens, just ranking us higher will make us come up on people's feeds. So it's just algorithms.
I'm trying to work the system is all we're trying to do.
That no one understands.
No.
It's okay. We also have a Patreon. And you can follow us on our page, and occasionally we'll post things like we have some free wallpapers up on there, so you don't have to even pay anything. But if you want to check out our tiers, everybody who contributes gets an invitation to our private Discord channel. It's fancy and it's fun, and we talk all the time about all kinds of stuff. And we have merch. And so I will continue to let you guys know when the merch is on sale, because I want everybody to have merch. We got t-shirts and mugs and bandanas and bags.
And things.
and things. Whatever. There might be something else someday. I don't know. Can I be more vague? Thank you guys for all the research you did and helping us present this topic. I love Halloween, so I always try to get out some kind of like Halloween themed episode. Heavily thanking the community sites out there that have brought us all the information we needed, like especially Carl's Sims 4 guide and the Sims wiki. I rely heavily on those.
I do love the Sims wiki.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep clicking on stuff and end up down like, oh, this is not what we were supposed to be researching. Go back.
Normal wiki then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And if they ever put up they need to tell us if we can donate to support them, because we probably will.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for listening. That's like the most important part of this puzzle. We do not exist without our fans, and we're very grateful to share our fandom with you and have enthusiastic support from the community. But now, guys,
I guess, and now back to the real world.
Badish. Dag dag.
Time to cast Shed Skin. Ugh.